Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasifunde incwadi ebhala ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese sizala sokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esifundile. Senzela laba phela abasuke bengenazi isikhathi ukuthi bayifunde indaba nalabo abasuke benqana nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala Nzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama reviews, ama recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avuka uma ngabe lama shows esiwabukile ku TV. Uma ngabe uqala ushweni namhlanje and you happen to like our content, if you really like it, do not forget to press the subscribe button langezansi and press the notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanti ke futhi uma ufuna ukuba i-member ye-channel, there is a join button langezansi. If ufuna ukubonga i-channel ngemali, there is also a thanks button. And thank you so much to all so everybody that has donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. So today, you guys, I'm going to do this video which all of us, well, most of us abangazi a lot about the law are going to be learning on this video. So this is, we are creating our own law masterclass today you know, for us here on YouTube. And as we all know, guys, we do have the first defamation case ever like with YouTube South Africa, as far as I know, guys. I don't know of any other YouTuber that has been sued or has been sued by another YouTuber. So this is the first of its kind. I think it's an opportunity for a lot of us to learn, you know, and to learn and be warned, and to grow as well. So we're gonna take the time to learn a little bit more on what we can expect when it comes to this case. As we all know, guys, we've got Owamie Entertainment that has sued the Vault Entertainment for defamation of character, and I am guessing that they are suing each other in personal capacity, maybe. I'm not really clear about that, whether it's Owamie Entertainment suing the Vault Entertainment or it's Owamie suing Ulin, you know. But anyway, kune switch. Kune suing somewhere there. So okay, guys, but again, I find it very interesting, you guys, is that very good, which is expected, honestly, because we've got ama supporters ga Owamie and we've got ama supporters ga Lin, and ama supporters ga Owamie think Owamie is going to win, and ama supporters ga Lin, they think Lin is going to win. It's quite interesting. And honestly, on Owamie Entertainment's side, I think that the reason that a lot of them think Owamie is going to win, because they feel like it's an open and shut case, you know. She's the Vault Entertainment said some things that they believe are untrue, and they were defaming to Owamie, so they don't feel like, you know, it's gonna be too hard to prove. Those things were said on her channel, so it's an open and shut case for them. They are expecting a win, obviously. And then on the Vault Entertainment side, you hear a lot of supporters of Lin saying that, but how can Owamie sue Lin when big guy, who is Owamie's ex-husband, is the one that actually said the things that were defaming to Owamie. Lin did not say those things, you guys, and it's a clear indication that, honestly, you know, we do not understand the law. So so I thought, let's just go and look at the law, so that all of us, you guys, no matter which side you are on, who you want to win on this case, because either way, when the case is done, a lot of us are going to have content here on YouTube either way. You know. So I just thought, let us go and understand what defamation of character means really, and also we're going to look at what do the lawyers say as the person that is suing somebody for defamation of character, what you need to prove in order to be able to win your case, and also as a person that is defending yourself, saying that I did not defame anybody, what do you need to prove, you know. And then you can make a decision for yourself on who you think is likely to win this case, and maybe we can manage our expectation and then just wait for that date, because apparently the court date is out, you guys. Owamie said that it's in August. She had said that in another live that she did on Instagram, but on YouTube as well. She did make an announcement. The date is out. She didn't say the exact date, but apparently that last week of August, one of the days that week, it's a case. So we will know anyway, because she's going to be taking photos, going to court and all of that. And her viewers have asked that she streams while she is at court, and she wasn't so sure about it. When she did her live, she wasn't sure about it. She wasn't sure if she will be able, she would be allowed to stream, but it looks like her viewers would like that. Her viewers also would like to attend court, so I think that was the final decision there was also not made as to whether they will be allowed to go there or not. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to go through this article that actually explains the defamation issue very clearly. Even if you are somebody that never did or studied any law, you would be able to understand this. I never studied law. I actually did commercial law when I was doing my BCom, and I was just doing it to get through. It's, you know, one of those modules that are compulsory to pass. You know, so it's in the website, yeah, Honey Attorneys, Honey and Partners Inc. Attorneys. So this information is on their website, and yeah, okay. And then, but it's written by, I don't know how you read this name. It's only, okay, let me spell it. It's HNYDMN. I have no idea how you pronounce that name. So it says here, what is defamation? What is defamation? They say it can be described as an unlawful and intentional publication of a defamatory statement concerning another person, which has the effect of lowering the good reputation of a person who has been defamed. The law protects your reputation and provides that the unjustified publication of anything damaging to a reputation may allow you to claim damages for defamation. So here is the thing, you guys. I think for me, I didn't expect it to come so soon in this article when I read it, because I was trying to understand to get an idea of whether the Vault Entertainment's viewers have a point when they say Owamie cannot really sue Lynn, because Lynn is not the one that actually said those things. Big Guy is the one that said those things. So I was trying to understand, do they have a point? Because they might have had a point. But this is the way that I understand this, because it says it's an unlawful and intentional publication of a defamatory statement. So not only do you have to be the one that actually said that statement, but if you are the one that published that statement. So there is a possibility that the fact that the Vault Entertainment, even though she is not the one that actually said whatever was said by Big Guy, but she is the one that put the whole thing in a video and published it on the internet, because it is on YouTube. Once something is on YouTube, it's on the internet, you know. So basically that reason that people have been thinking she might be able to get away with it, because of that reason she actually might not, because she's the one that published it. And also it says that the law protects your reputation and provides that the unjustified publication of anything damaging to the reputation may allow you to claim damages for defamation. So now they go into, how do I institute a claim of defamation? Okay, and it says to protect your reputation, you can apply to court for an interdict if you learn that something defamatory is about to be published. So this is when you find out that people are working on a story about you, and there's some information that you feel like it will be defaming to you, and you can apply for an interdict and stop them from publishing that information. However, they say if your reputation has already been damaged, you can proceed with the action to claim for damages or financial compensation. So this is a case where whatever information that you deem as defamatory to you has already been published, then you have the right to go and claim from court for financial compensation. So obviously we are dealing with the second part here, because obviously I don't think that Owamie knew that they were going to release those videos. I'm not sure. She could have applied for an interdict before the videos were released so that she could stop them from publishing the videos, but obviously the videos are already out there in public, and she probably feels like they were damaging to her and her reputation, so that's why she has taken the route of going to court to claim for damages and financial compensation, which, by the way, we are not sure how much it is. We do know that she had said, I think initially it was around 50,000 rands, and then she increased it after the person had gone crazy and did other videos as well. So now they go on to say, what do I need to prove to succeed? Okay, what do I need as proof to succeed in my action for defamation? Okay, you need proof that remarks were defamatory, intentional, and wrongful. So it has to be defamatory, intentional, and wrongful. So it can't be information that was released by mistake, like you had the information on a tape somewhere logged and somebody found it and released it, and it wasn't really your intention to release it. It can't be like that. You intentionally released it. And wrongful. So I don't know how you prove that it's wrongful to release that information, but that's what they say: defamatory, intentional, and wrongful. Furthermore, also that the remarks referred to you directly, and lastly that they were published by the defendant. So there mustn't be a question as to whether the information on that publication is about you. Like if I read it or if I listen to it, I know it's about you. It's clear that it is about you. So there mustn't be a question on whether it's about you or not, because how can you say I am defaming you if there's a possibility that I'm talking about somebody else on that video? So now they go into explaining each of the 3 points that they are making that you need to prove when it comes to the defamation. So number 1, defamatory statement. They say the statement or remark should be offering words that harmed your reputation. The question can be asked whether a reasonable man or woman hearing or reading the remarks would think any less of you as a result. Okay, so this is something that I guess Owamie's side, which is Owamie's lawyers, will have to prove that because of these statements or because of these videos that were done, Owamie's reputation was affected. Did people change the way that they think about Owamie because of the videos that were done about her, or she's just exaggerating? You know, that is something that they will have to prove. And if she says that because she indicated yesterday that she has proof, then I am guessing that she has ways. She's gonna have ways to prove that this was a case. And also they say it must be intentional. This is how they explain the intentional point. They say the person committing the defamation must firstly intentionally focus his or her will on damaging the other person's reputation with certain remarks, and secondly, the person making the statements must have known that what he or she is doing is wrongful, unlawful, and will cause damage to the other person. This is the part, you guys, that has a little bit of a danger, the intention, because I am not sure if when Lynn made those videos, she had an intention of damaging Owamie's reputation, or her intention was just to get the views. She understood that if she spoke about Owamie, she was going to get the views, and that's what she was trying to do. Or her intention was to damage Owamie. I'm wondering how her lawyers Owamie are going to go about proving this intentional part, but it's interesting to learn that is something that they have to prove. They have to prove that Lynn's intention was to damage Owamie. And then number 3, it says that it has to be wrongful. So this is how they explain the wrongful. They say the defamatory remarks must be made contra boni mores, against the public morals. The broad public must see the statement in a wrongful light and unacceptable. Like if you listen to the video, if you are a reasonable public, you should be able to just say, okay, this is too much, which I think a lot of us can do when it comes to those videos, but it's not all of us. There are people that will probably listen to them and think there's nothing wrong with them, but like they say, reasonable public should be able to say, what, this is wrong, this is not acceptable. I don't know how they're going to prove that. If there's any weaknesses that will be brought in to say, oh yes, when I look at this video, this is how I feel about it. I don't know, you guys. I guess maybe it's going to be up to the judge, if the judge is going to be the one that is going to be making that decision. And then number 4, it says reference to the plaintiff. And then it says, to succeed in your claim, you need to prove that the defamatory words were aimed directly at you. If you are not specifically mentioned in the remarks, it will not be easy to prove defamation. Here's the thing, guys. I think the earlier videos, that's one of the mistakes that Lynn made, was that she would say who she is talking about. She would say her name, Owamie's name, on her videos. That's what they're saying here, that if it mustn't be a question of, okay, are the videos talking about Owamie or are they talking about okay, like they say, there mustn't be a question on whether the videos or whatever that was published about you is talking about you or not. The easiest way to determine that is if a person has actually mentioned your name in the publication, then it's clear they were talking about you. But if they used a different name, which I think this is what Lynn did in the recent videos, when she changed to refer to somebody as Uma Orange, then I feel like it was too late to even do that, because those earlier videos she didn't do that. But yeah, that's what this says. And then the publication, it says, in terms of publication, it says, an action for defamation will only succeed if a third person heard the defamatory remarks in the broadcast or read them in the newspaper, magazine, or in some other form such as a website. The publication can be made in writing, verbally, or even in body language. The publication can be made to one person or a few thousand people. So you can't say somebody defamed you when the information never got out to nobody. So you have to prove that people had access to this information and they were able to make a decision about your character or your dignity based on the information that was given to them, which you consider defamatory. So then it goes on now to talk about now, how do you defend yourself when you are the one that is being sued for defamation of character. It says, what defenses can be used as justification for defamation claims? There are 3 defenses in South African law that justifies a defamatory statement. If a statement is true and in public interest, in that statement, if the statement is seen as fair comment, and lastly, if the statement is made at a privileged occasion, it will not be considered damaging the good reputation of another person. So they're saying that if someone is saying something that is true, Ndando is a black woman, for an example, that is not defamation, because that is true. It's fair to say that, because that is who I am. I am a black woman. So it has to be something that is not true. And also, for an example, it must not be a statement where, for an example, if your lawyer has information about you in a case, and in defending you in that case they reveal that information, you can't say that your lawyer has defamed you, because they had to, because of what they were trying to do for you. That's how I understand the statement. So number one, they are explaining truth and public interest. They say the defamer must prove that the statement is substantially true. Okay, so Lynn will have to prove that all of those things that were said on the videos were true, and that the public has an advantage or legitimate interest, and that the public really, it was good for the public to know that information, but also they were interested in that information. So I don't know, guys, when you talk about things like possible abortions, possible somebody not birthing, I don't know if it was any public interest for us to know that information. But if she can prove it, if her lawyer can prove that it was public interest and that it was true, all of the things that they said were true, then I guess she could possibly win the case. Also, the next one is fair comment. They say the defense protects the right of the person to honestly express his or her opinion, freedom of expression. So then also they are mentioning that a person does have freedom of expression, but at the same time, was the statement true, and was it an advantage and legitimate interest of the public? So then the third one, which is the last one, they're talking about privileged occasion. There must be certain type of a relationship between the person making the defamatory statement and the person to whom the content was communicated. For example, an attorney-client relationship. I do not believe that Owamie and the Vault Entertainment had any relationship prior to this. She was not her lawyer or her doctor or whatever, or maybe a best friend or something. So I don't believe that this would be, that this can be used really. Maybe the first one, the truth and public interest, if she can prove that whatever was said on those videos, if she has proved that all of those things are true, and she can prove that it was in the public interest to release that information, maybe she could win the case. I do not see her being able to use the privileged occasion, because I do not believe that there was any relationship that existed between the two of them prior to them having the issue that they're having now. So now we come to money. How do you calculate the damages? They say the damages are calculated on the basis of the harm done to your reputation. You do not have to prove any actual loss. Okay, so I guess Owamie won't have to prove that she lost subscribers and maybe her revenue went down. They say no, she doesn't have to prove that. No, is there any type of scale for such damages? There is no scale. This assessment will depend largely on the view of the judge. So I mean, honestly, you guys, if the judge is a female, in my opinion, if a judge is a female, it's gonna work against the Vault Entertainment. Let me tell you why. Because only a woman is gonna understand the damage that can be caused by somebody saying or publishing an information that says that you had an abortion at some point in your life when you never did. Only a woman is gonna understand. So since they say it depends really on a judge, I feel like if that judge is female, it's gonna be a disadvantage for the Vault Entertainment. So he says that such as, okay, the assessment will depend largely on the views of a judge who is guided by previous awards on similar cases. So I guess they will have to look at similar cases. Maybe they can look at the case that Bonang's case, that the amount that she was recently awarded. So maybe we can expect that she will get around the same amount. Owamie, was she granted 300,000 if I'm not mistaken? So maybe she will be granted around the same amount. And other factors such as malice and the nature and extent of the publication, the presence or absence of adequate apology, and the rank and social status of the party whose reputation was damaged. Listen. Did I not say this one time that if it was me, guys, I would have already offered an apology already, public apology, private apology, written it down, everything? Because you see now, whether she did apologize or not, is going to be considered here in determining the damages. Is this person sorry about what they did? What have they done to show that they are sorry about what they did? Have they apologized? Have they taken the videos down or not? All of those things, it looks like they will be considered when it comes to how much the judge will decide, how much they grant, if they grant anything, you guys. Okay, then in conclusion, they said the law of defamation is one of more complex and uncertain branches of a law, especially because courts have to balance conflicting constitutional rights, namely of dignity and privacy on the one hand, and freedom of expression. You know, it's always difficult, guys, to know, because we do have freedom of speech, you know, as our constitutional right. But then, you know, if your freedom of speech hurts somebody, you know, how do you balance that? And I get what they're saying here, but at the same time, they said the right to freedom of expression can also be limited and may not be encroached on any other person's rights. Okay, in this case, the right to be attained to untainted reputation. You will need a professional legal assistant to prove a defamation, so you have to have a lawyer. So you will need a professional legal assistant to prove a defamation of character case and to claim the suitable damages. So they're advising that you do need to have a lawyer. So it wouldn't be wise to actually go to court and represent yourself if you were to claim for defamation of character. So guys, that is the article. Who you think is gonna win, we don't know. We're gonna wait for the judge to decide, you guys. But it really just depends on how prepared these people's lawyers are going to be. You know, I don't feel like the Volt Entertainment has a lot on her side when I read that, you know, but maybe she really has a good lawyer and everybody's gonna be surprised. I do not know. And when you listen to Owamie on the other side, she sounds very prepared, so that's why it makes me feel like it looks like she might not win, but we don't know. You know, we're gonna wait for the date and see what happens. You guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, like I've learned something, because I do feel like it's important for us to know these things. And I think also what happens with this case, for a lot of us, it's going to be a learning curve. If we don't take lessons from these things, then, you know, what are we doing? You know. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.